And we are back now on this day of giving. We're joined by two men's soccer players, Manny Gaunaurd and Kevin Cassinera, who are both coming off a big win last night against Eastern Mennonite University. Manny, you actually scored a goal in that match. Played a great game. Do you want to talk about that just real quick?
Yeah, well, originally, we thought it was going to be a great game for us to get back into conference because last week wasn't a great week for us, so we wanted to use this like a stepping point to like go into Centenary on Saturday. So we had a bunch of different guys come in, and I just wanted to make sure that when I was in, I was being productive, and that's what I did yesterday, so I'm super happy about that.
Now, I know I actually spoke to Coach Kalin before the season started that after the success of last year, he really wanted to make a very difficult schedule for you. And would you say that, obviously, the record isn't great right now, but would you say it's prepared you for conference play?
Starting off with a difficult schedule, it's always tough finding your feet. But yeah, it definitely prepared us. Our conference is obviously strong as always. So it was important to get a good start going, see where we were in the season, and see how good the team was.
Obviously, I'm going to ask about last year and how that all went down. Winning the first AEC championship in our team's history, fair to say you were the most successful team Marymount men's soccer has ever had. What was that experience like? First of all, just being out on the field and winning that game, but also the feeling of community that the campus seemed to have to build around you as you guys made that championship run.
Well, I think like in our first 2 years, so our first year was a COVID year, so we didn't get like to experience anything. But our second year, I feel, it was. I mean, we had support behind the school and the team. We were trying to do really well, but we got stumped by Cabrini. That was just their year. But last year, I think we knew we had something special. We had a lot of new guys come in with great energy. It was replacing, seniors who maybe, if they're watching, sorry you guys didn't step up, Ron and all those guys. But, yeah, I think we had something special last year, and, we tried to make the most of it. I don't think we expected to do that well. Like, obviously we set goals for ourselves, but I think we overachieved, and we saw where we could go with this team. So I think this year the goal is just to do better than we did last year. And, I mean, we've had our ups and downs this year, but I think overall as a team and, the school coming behind us, like, it's been so helpful, like, having everyone come to our games this year. We have, I think, way more attendance than we did last year. And, we just walk around campus and people are asking about our games and, complimenting us on our wins and stuff. So that's something I think was changed just since last year.
And, of course, you both also played in the NCAA tournament match, first time that Marymount made an appearance for men's soccer. What was that experience like going down to Mary Washington and really playing that level of competition?
It was great to see the atmosphere from the team at the beginning. We were really, really happy that we could bring that first appearance to Marymount. And it was obviously a great step for us. We would love to have obviously won that game. But, there's always next year and the year after that. So hopefully this year, further run than last year.
Now, Kevin, I want to talk to you briefly just because last season, of course, unfortunately suffering an ACL injury knocked you out the entire year. First of all, how tough was that to sort of be sidelined for the entire season, especially on such a successful run? And then how have you sort of brought that to this year to be more prepared?
Yeah, so obviously at the beginning of the year, you come in and you see how the team is preparing and you're excited for the new year. And it was not great for me, obviously, after the third game. I tore my ACL and a few other things. So it was obviously sad at the beginning, but you could see the camaraderie and how together this team was, and how Manny said, you could feel something was a little bit different from the previous years, and you could tell the team was going to do well. The guys did what they had to do. They brought home results, and it was great to watch even from the sidelines. At least I was still a part of it.
Now, both of you actually come from the Miami area. It seems as though a good amount of the soccer team here at Marymount is from that Florida space. Do you think that's something that Coach Kalin focuses on, or do you think it's sort of Marymount's approach to try to recruit down there? I know Dr. Becerra has connections in that area.
Well, I'd say, like, what started the whole Florida thing was, Eddie and Kike applying, like the guys from our high school. They kind of convinced us to come over here, and after that, I just think that Florida group just saw us coming in, and they felt encouraged to come, so then the numbers just came in, and Derek, he's another Floridian there who he's not from our high school but our area, and he brought in some of his guys from like Pembroke Pines and like the northern area of Miami. But I think the Florida kids bring something special, different kind of flair and style to the team. That's kind of different from Virginia soccer. I think if you were to ask us, Virginia soccer versus Florida soccer, it's just super different. Like, you have all the Hispanics from Miami, all the Cubans and all those people. So I think, coach has definitely shifted away from that. Like, he's been recruiting more locally, but I think the Florida kids were the stepping stone for this program, and it helped Kalen build the team. So, I hope to see more Florida kids come in the future and, keep bringing that energy. But the guys who are local have been doing a great job, and, definitely taking our advice, and they're leading the way for the next group of guys.
So if you had the chance to talk to someone from Florida or anywhere really that might be interested in coming to Marymount, what points would you try to sell them on, first of all, as a team with the men's soccer team and also as a campus and a community?
Definitely the first thing we always emphasize is location. We're in such a great spot, such a great opportunity. And then in regards to the team, you can see from the previous results of previous years, the team is on an upward trend. It's a great time to join. You always want to be in something when somebody's doing the best. So that's what I would say. The location and the team is doing a great job now. So
I would say, the opportunity, the locations, that stuff's great. But I think, at least from Miami, you have a lot of private Catholic schools in that area. So most of those kids would be used to kind of this Marymount environment. I think the environments are very similar in that sense of the Catholic. The school does have a small population of Catholic students, but I think just the environment, like the way that the community is, I think it's very similar to the people, down in Miami. So it felt kind of natural to join Marymount and, continue school and soccer and everything. But yeah, I hope, those kids listening out there are people, it's a great opportunity. I wouldn't, take it back. This was definitely the place that was meant for me. So hopefully, other people can join too.
All right, well, thank you both for taking the time out of your day to join us on this day of giving. And, of course, if you want to support the Marymount men's soccer team, there is a Just Giving page that you can visit and donate to them. Or if you want to donate to tennis, that is also an option.